Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So he's back. The Working Money Imposters account has been reinstated apparently from Twitter. Guys, I wanted to warn you that this Working Money channel account is not mine. This is a phony account at WorkingMoneyCH_. As you guys can see, he has blocked me. But if I sign in with the personal account that I have, you can see here, he has 19.3 thousand followers. Again, Working Money CH_. Guys, if you could please report this doofus, it would be greatly appreciated. I've had some people message me and say, you know, this guy's back. Is this you? Some people still not knowing. So Working Money channel _, an imposter account. I'm going to keep working on this, guys. I'm going to get to the crypto market right now. XRP right now trading at about 67.5 cents. So we did see a bit of a retracement on the daily here. Let me put it on the hourly for you guys. Just to show you guys, we were up to about 73.3 yesterday morning and then came all the way back down to about 66.5. Right now hovering at about 67.7. So we are going to continue to see some of these fluctuations. I think this is just the process of moving upward. If I put this back on the daily, and if I bring the trend back all the way to 2017 and pick a bars pattern just to bring this fractal all the way up here, you guys can see that we are seeing a similar move for the XRP trend. Now, this correction has been a lot deeper than what we've seen in the past, but as you guys can see, you know, this trend is going to move up and down, and you know, right at the beginning of this trend pattern, you can see it did move in conjunction quite closely. Now we are seeing a deeper dive, and so, you know, the fractal bar pattern did only bottom out here, and as you guys can see, we are back down here. But if I were to take a Fibonacci and bring it to the top of this bars pattern, okay, I'm putting the Fibonacci on the bars for those of you guys following, you can see that retracing back up to the 0.236 is likely a couple of times before we kind of see or could see an M bottom, and we will hit these levels, guys. We could hit these levels and keep doing this back and forth right before we really can kind of break out of this. Now, what would that mean for the price of XRP today? All right, let me get rid of some of this just to give you guys a clearer picture of what I'm talking about here. Just going to delete some of that. All right, and whoop, I'm not going to get rid of the fractal pattern, but what I am going to do is I'm just going to take this Fibonacci, bring it, that's a second Fibonacci, bring this one right back down here. And so, you know, what we were seeing before, rebounding off the bottom, could come back up to the 0.236. So up here, that would be a level of about 85 cents, give or take. And then, guys, we could see it go right back down to this low 51 cents before coming right back up again. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. It is certainly a possibility. The other thing we could see is, you know, this happening for a while, and then, you know, XRP finally breaking out, getting up to the 0.5 or the 0.681, retracing some more, coming right back down. So this would bring us to a price point of about $1.40 before retracing back down to close to $1 again. $1.05, $1.06, give or take. And then eventually just kind of taking off out of that, and this is going to be that point where we see that big knockback for Bitcoin, and money eventually just flows straight into altcoins. We saw it in 2017. We could see it today, and I'm just preparing you guys. I know we saw XRP in the 70s, and that is something to be excited about. However, we could see, and this might be dragged out for another several months, we could see XRP go up as high as 85 cents and then come right back down to 50, 51 cents before we really see some meaningful price movement to the upside. We've also got Bitcoin here, and Bitcoin still doing more of the same, just kind of meandering in and around this zone here. Bitcoin trading right now at about 34.8, so not too much to talk about there. Wanted to bring this up, guys, from DJ Peter Vass. So this just going to the point that cryptocurrency becoming more mainstream. Tom Brady takes a stake in crypto firm FTX, so him and his wife have apparently invested in this. Celebrity couple Tom Brady and Gisele Bündchen, I don't know how to pronounce that, have taken an equity stake in crypto firm FTX as part of a long-term partnership, marking the duo's newest foray into the world of digital assets. Both Brady, a celebrated American football player, and Bündchen, a world-renowned supermodel, will serve as ambassadors for FTX, according to an announcement on Tuesday. Not going to get into this too much, but Tom Brady, a huge figure in American football, and now him and his wife are taking a stake in a cryptocurrency firm. So them looking to diversify their portfolio, of course, getting major exposure because of their celebrity status. And to me, this just again points to the fact that more celebrities are taking meaningful investments in cryptocurrency, not just Dogecoin, meme coin, stupid investments, I suppose you could call them, from some celebrities out there. This is serious investing. And, if we're seeing more celebrities doing this to me speaks volumes. We also have this from the Wrath of Kahneman. So here's a company based out of London, I believe. Mercury has updated their site to reflect XRP. Now, this is a company that allows you to convert cryptocurrency to different types of crypto, a comprehensive guide on accepting crypto in your online store. And so they definitely have support for merchants as well. Well, guys, they didn't have it before, but now they have actually listed XRP on their site along with Bitcoin, Ethereum, Monero, Tether, and DAI. So XRP, low fees. Really? That's how they're framing XRP on here. And so XRP, could it be used for real world payments in a certain capacity? Well, it does definitely look like some stores will likely be accepting XRP for payments. And so I suppose this is why Mercury has now added them on their website. Wanted to thank the Wrath of Kahneman for pointing that out. I also saw this from T-Hole Bedict XRP. Currency Cloud is a Ripple partner, and they are teaming up with GPS to offer enterprise-grade cross-border payments. So multi-award-winning payment processor Global Processing Services, or GPS, today announces that it has joined forces with Currency Cloud, the experts in simplifying business in a multi-currency world, to widen access to cross-border payments for financial institutions and fintechs, providing a passport to the post-beer flu world. The pandemic has accelerated the digitization of payments. I don't know how many times I've read this. Just this fact that, sorry for the sidebar, but just this fact that, the pandemic really is changing the world. And, when I got into cryptocurrency and, started this channel, of course, it was pre-pandemic. And I'm really seeing this shift, this huge shift. And it almost seems like it was planned. I mean, doesn't it, to be able to push the digitization of payments into this new frontier, this global thing that we were talking about before we even knew there was going to be a pandemic. Anyway, the pandemic has accelerated the digitization of payments and the move away from cash. People are naturally operating more globally, whether it's for personal or business travel, to accommodate multiple bases as the world shifts to a more hybrid model of working or growing e-commerce and global supply chains. As a result, financial institutions and fintechs need to offer customer solutions that satisfy this changing dynamic as people shift to digital-first behaviors for safety and convenience. So another Ripple partner, Currency Cloud, partnering up with GPS to provide these services in a post-pandemic world, as they say. And, a lot of these companies realizing how this is changing, whether they knew it before or not. Now they're realizing it, post-pandemic. A lot of this stuff is going digital. I'm sure a lot of the companies that had already partnered with Ripple pre-2020 are very, very happy that they're already integrated with a future forward solution. And I think this is why, it's speculation at this point. I think this is why a lot of these companies are partnering with the companies that are Ripple enabled so that they can leverage RippleNet technology as well, which is essentially faster payments at a fraction of the cost. Very, very beneficial for customers around the world. So I'll leave this article in the description if you want to read further. Wanted to thank T-Hole Bedict XRP for posting that. Another one from Wrath of Kahneman here, guys. And this is where it gets interesting because it's not just payments anymore. This is technical architecture. So Green Ojo develops IT solutions for industrial challenges with emerging tech. And he's asking here, is this a presentation to the oil industry? Because it does list Ripple down here, architecture, real-time data streams from any of these blockchain platforms using REST API, invocation through a scheduler. So you can see up here a few different platforms, Hyperledger, Ethereum, R3, and Ripple. And you can see how they are going through the flow of the process. I'm not going to get into the specifics here, but it is interesting. Ripple mentioned here in this presentation, and it is certainly a presentation for another industry other than payments. If I click on the PDF, which is linked in this tweet thread, it says blockchain-enabled solutions, adopting blockchain as a BMP strategy. 32-page document here. And so again, oil and gas industry. as it is mentioned down here, blockchain-based smart LSTK contracts. So again, I'll leave this tweet in the description if you want to get to that PDF. You can click on this link. More Ripple news though, guys. A quarter of Ripple's current customers are based in Europe year to date. This is just out from Ripple's website, and XRP Crypto Wolf is tweeting out this latest information on RippleNet growth. So I'm just going to go down here. RippleNet continues to scale in Europe with 250% ODL transaction growth. So growth is happening in Europe for RippleNet usage. Europe is a critical market for Ripple and has experienced tremendous transaction and customer growth. A quarter of Ripple's current customers are based in Europe, and year to date, European on-demand liquidity transactions grew by 250% in comparison to 2020, making up over 40% of all ODL transactions this year. So year to date, 2021, Europe continues to be a leader in fintech and payment origination, and therefore a critical market for Ripple. Countries like the UK, who have provided clear regulatory guidelines on digital assets, are leading the charge in payment innovation and providing new opportunities for regional growth. Europe has also adopted open banking regulation supporting the acceleration of fintech adoption in the region. So significant growth in Europe, and I don't think a lot of us were expecting this for the Western world specifically. I know Asia has had ODL growth over the years, and now we're finding out Europe, critical market, about 250% growth in comparison to last year, which, that was the first year that we were going through the pandemic, and maybe there were some growing pains at that time. But now we're seeing Ripple just kind of hit it out of the park when it comes to the European market. So big news there. On top of what's going on here, a new business hire at Ripple, this coming from Michael at Val5 Links. Ripple Giant welcomes a high-profile executive from MasterCard as managing director of its business in Europe. So this is with regards to, what's her name? Sendi Young, is it? Yeah, it's Sendi Young. In a recent blog post, Ripple spreads the word that it has hired Sendi Young, a Harvard Business School alumnus, former high-profile employee of MasterCard who spent over 15 years in fintech. And this is according to her tweet. I'm going to bring up her tweet here. My first tweet in years is a good one. After 15 plus years in traditional FIs, I've joined industry leader Ripple as MD of Europe. So Sendi Young making waves in Europe specifically, and this on the heels of this latest news that Ripple has grown 250% with regards to their ODL corridors in Europe year to date in comparison to the year 2020. Making the jump to crypto was a no-brainer. This tech is driving the future of finance, and I'm excited to get started. So welcome aboard, Sendi Young, and we got a lot of people in the XRP community wishing her the same. London is ready. Panos saying welcome. Let's make ODL the standard in Europe. RippleITIN.NZ saying welcome aboard. Congrats from Chainsaw Jackson down here. Elon Musk saying your Twitter will never be the same. Welcome, by the way. That's true. She's going to gain a lot of followers even just from the XRP community, I am sure. Welcome, Sendi says, XRP, you amaze me. Bloody great to have you on the Ripple team. And a few others down here, of course, congratulating Sendi Young as well for joining the team at Ripple. And let's not forget, guys, she was at MasterCard. So just to give you guys a bit of background here. Earthport, let's get back to Earthport, a payment managing solution that is Ripple enabled, has been for the last 5 or 6 years or so. And back in 2019, Visa, yes, Visa, MasterCard's biggest competition, acquired Earthport for an exorbitant amount of money. Now Ripple taking in Sendi Young, who used to work at MasterCard, now on their team as well. So definitely a strategic move, I'm sure, on Ripple's behalf, and I'm sure it's going to be a great relationship with Sendi Young and Ripple as well. Of course, Sendi going to be focusing on the European market, because in Europe there is the crypto clarity, unlike the United States. Now, did you hear this, guys, from Michael at Val5 Links? Ripple's lead lawyer tells how big the SEC battle is and why Coinbase shouldn't be comfortable listing Dogecoin over XRP. Now, this was an interview with Stuart Alderoty. How big is the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit? On the surface, it's over $1.3 billion big. Deep down, it has the potential to engulf over 40% of the trillion-dollar crypto market. And that's all as a result of the confusion set by the previous SEC administration. This coming from Stuart Alderoty. A person of ordinary intelligence really couldn't figure out what was on the right side of the SEC interpretation and what was on the wrong side of the SEC interpretation. Alderoty believes XRP transferring billions of its pre-mined digital currency to its parent company Ripple without the SEC's notice does not in any way constitute a violation of the SEC's investor protection and disclosure laws. If anything, the government body's internal laws and regulatory system systems for digital assets need to be clearly examined to know how the Howey test applies and where it doesn't, and see what its leaders thought about digital assets 5 to 7 years ago. Down here, they get into detail a little bit more about the specifics with regards to Hinman and the deposition there, and they talk a little bit about U.S. Judge Sarah Netburn, some of the small victories that Ripple has had. But I want to get down here. Coinbase deserts XRP, so Alderodi laments the double standard displayed by Coinbase at the early stages of its legal battle. Coinbase delisted XRP from its platform on the hill of the lawsuit, sending its value to hypercarbon levels and frustrating all present and potential investors of the U.S. and other European countries. This is the regulatory morass we're in. That regulatory morass, I think, is resulting in kind of a bizarre or perverse outcomes. Given that the digital asset community is expected to stick together and help shape regulatory favorability, Alderodi believes Coinbase acted rather distastefully to leave an asset like Dogecoin on its platform, but take out XRP. So shots fired at Dogecoin and Coinbase in particular for keeping Doge on the platform, but clearly not giving a chance to XRP despite the lawsuit. Of course, all these guys have their own interests in mind, and Coinbase, likely just want to be very, very careful. And, if something came down the pipe with regards to Dogecoin, we know the SEC isn't focusing on Dogecoin at this moment in time, but if something were to come and Dogecoin were to go to court, I'm sure they would do the same thing. Anyway, I think it's interesting here. In the future, just going to go down here, the frontline legal wants the SEC, FinCEN, the U.S. Treasury, the CFTC, and other financial institutions to make this clear what they should be doing. It should be something similar to what former U.S. President Bill Clinton did in the 90s with the advent of the internet. Maybe Gary Gensler, the MIT blockchain professor turned SEC chairman, can help. Well, there is some new news here, guys, from XRP Crypto Wolf. New Jersey Attorney General Gubir Grewal to join the SEC as head of enforcement. So this is more news with regards to the SEC. Gubir Grewal, New Jersey's Attorney General, is taking the reins as the SEC's Director of Enforcement. Grewal is resigning his position today, according to the New Jersey Globe. The enforcement division has been led on an acting basis since the previous director, Alex Ho, stepped down in April. The SEC confirmed the news in a press release after the initial reports of Grewal's appointment. So new blood in the SEC. I don't know what his stance is on this. This is still relatively new news. But I also saw this, guys. SEC's Gensler aims to be transformational. Now, I know you guys have your opinions about Gary Gensler. I know Hester Peirce has her opinions on Gary Gensler, and she has basically spoken somewhat to this point here. The fact that, Gary Gensler is a doer. He wants things to get done. This is just starting on me here. He wants things to get done. And this article is just going on to say, Wall Street executives are scrambling to figure out if the SEC's Gary Gensler is serious about imposing new woke disclosure mandates on companies, and the answer they're getting is a resounding yes. Fox Business has learned that the top C-suite officials from the big bank have been setting up meetings with a relatively new chairman of the SEC in recent weeks to get a better idea of his agenda as head of Wall Street's top cop. And then just down here from his home office, however, Gensler is plotting to be a transformational SEC chair, according to Wall Street executives who know him. His top priority has been signaled to these people. So this is not really anything new. We do know that he is looking to be a transformational force at the SEC. Hester Peirce has gone on the record and said the same. We do have a new head of enforcement here at the SEC, Gubir Grewal, joining just within the last day or so. So a lot of new interesting developments going on, guys. And do you think Stuart Alderodi's prediction could come true that XRP could potentially engulf over 40% of the $1 trillion or plus $1 trillion crypto market cap as it stands today? That would bring XRP up to a price of about $12.25. And that's just as per today's numbers. It's definitely possible, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.